of Don's Get Your Health Back series. I've invited Carolyn Burnett back, who's a colonic therapist, and I want to know, what is it, or why did you get involved in doing colon therapy?
Don, thank you for asking me that. A lot of people ask this question. I was very, very ill when I first went down the natural path, and someone told me about these colon irrigations, and I thought, oh well, look, I'll go and have one. I was actually so sick that I wanted to have an overseas holiday before I died. I had a major lump in my neck. I was bent over in pain all the time, with pain in the back. I had boils on my face. My toenails were falling off. I was poisoned from the inside out. You're talking about someone who hadn't been really to the toilet by herself naturally for 20 years. It was coming out. It's got to come out. So I went along and had a colon irrigation, and I was very sick for 24 hours and had a migraine from it, and my therapist was so good. She rang me the next day and I said, oh no, I'm not coming back there. And she said, look, you really need to. We've only just tip of the iceberg. Come back, clean it all out. I promise your migraine will go. She was right. I had 4 in the 1 week. I went on my overseas holiday. I had a great time. I actually started to see colour. I used to live in a very dark grey world, very depressed. I was on lots of medication. So I came back and I had another 4 for the next 3 weeks. I never had the lump cut out of my neck. And my therapist, she was just so good. She changed my life. She just started slowly chipping away at all of my health issues, and I changed my whole life around. I then said to her, gee, I wouldn't mind, coming and learning how to do this. Where do you go? I went and searched that out. And she said, Carolyn, you'd be a really good therapist. And I said, oh, I wouldn't be able to do that. I couldn't talk to someone for 40 minutes. I was so withdrawn. And so then I went along and learnt. When I did my first colonic, at the Institute, I went, oh my gosh, I can do this. I will do this. And so much so I bought her business. And then I started doing just a few colonics a week, and now I've got 3 clinics.
Listening to what you're saying, I'm hearing that if you didn't, or if you hadn't decided to go and have a colonic, you may not be here today.
Oh, I would not be here. I would not be here. Well, I'll give you an example. My mum used to ring me every day and she'd say, Carolyn, how are you? And I'd go, Mum, I'm dying. And I actually wanted to die. I thought, if I have one more migraine, I'm going to leave this earth. I can't stand it any longer. And then after about 3 or 4 weeks, she said to me, oh, that holiday made a good thing to you, Carolyn. When are you going to have your operation? I said, Mum, I'm not. And she said, what are you doing? And I was like, back then, I was embarrassed to talk about it. You don't talk about things like that. And I ended up telling her, I said, Mum, I'm having this thing called colonic irrigation. She goes, oh, Carolyn, don't do that. It can perforate your colon. I said, well, Mum, maybe you're right. But at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'm having another one. And if my colon gets perforated, get up at my funeral and tell everyone I've had the best 4 weeks of my life. It's a wives' tale. You don't have your perforated colon from a colonic.
Thank you, Caroline. I love stories like that. Someone who's taken adversity and gone out and done something about it. But what is really interesting about this, if Caroline hadn't have done that, she wouldn't be here today. How many other people are out there with congestion in their colon that if they had that rectified, the condition that they have could diminish and quite often completely go away because the poisons in the bowel had been taken away. Thank you for watching another one of Don's Get Your Health Back series.